all gel plate is monoprinting. Monoprinting just means you can pull one print from it. Today I have this heavy duty piece of plastic. You could use a grocery bag, a plastic grocery bag. You could use a Ziploc type bag. You could use a cereal bag. Those are really great. I have some string that I brought with me. I have some bubble wrap, and I have various different pieces of paper that I have that are just laying around on my desk. You could see that I've used this before. I'm thinking that when I use this, some of that will come up, but let's see what happens. It's a good idea to have a piece of cardboard. This gives it a little cushion underneath. You could use a magazine. If you had a big enough magazine, that would work. So to start with, I just put this much. So we're just gonna see where this gets us. Now, I likely am gonna add more to this. That was Indian yellow hue. I think I'm going to add some nickel azo gold on here. I happen to love these colors, and they remind me of a little bit of autumn. And you don't want to play with this too much because you don't want your paint to get too dry. So I'm going to just put this string randomly on here, and I'm going to take a piece of, let's try it with this paper, which is tracing paper. And all I'm going to do is smush it down. Moment of truth. So here's our first print. And you can see some of the old paint did come up with that. Now I'm going to remove this. And I'm wondering if heavy body paint might be a little bit better. So this was the fluid acrylics. And now I'm going to take some of this white, and let's see what happens if we do a little bit more heavy bodied on this. So I'm just going to put out a little bit of white. So now this is kind of, you want this to be dry to the touch. Now what I hope happens here is that I lift that print from underneath, that paint from underneath. But let's pull this. Now, this might not be a masterpiece, but this is something you certainly could use in a journal. You could see I pulled up some of that old color on there, which was kind of cool. I'm going to use my bubble wrap. Let's see. Oh, I put a magazine under this time. Okay. And there's some variation there. Let's see if we can pull up a little more. I have some matte medium here, and I'm going to try using, this is Liquitex matte medium. I'll show you the label. And I'm just going to use this instead of paint to see if I can get, I would like to pull up this entire print here. And I'm hoping that the matte medium makes that happen. And it is peeling up some of that other paint. And there is plenty of things you can do with prints that you might consider less than perfect, but I consider kind of cool. So we made this one. We did this one. This was a ghost print. And I loved this one with the string. This was the second version of that. So I'm going to do a little bubble wrap. More of the color came up. You can see some of the color came off here. This is like a painted wall to me. It's grungy, but I kind of love it. Like, I kind of really dig this. So this is a way to play with paint. You could try all kinds of different paints, acrylics of any sort. So the cheap craft paints sometimes are better. And sometimes the expensive paints aren't what you need for something like this, like playing around with some inexpensive. The apple barrel paints are inexpensive if you go to any of the craft stores. You guys, this, to me, this is why I art journal. I mean, these colors speak to me. And if you had a weight book and you put it back there, I mean, look at how yummy that looks. I think that's beautiful. So I love that it's pulling some of the color off of here. This is one of those things, it's not going to be perfect, And that's what I love about it. Here's the first one we did with the string. I think that's really yummy. I like this string, the way this came out. These layers are what make me happy though. I mean, really, look at the layers that came out on this. Good, good. This is monoprinting. Play, have fun, get excited about it because it's a great addition to any journal.